Hello and welcome to another fun-filled knife adventure. Hooray! So today we're going to be taking a look at the HX Outdoors Giantbird. Got it right here in front of me. This is a Chinese company that I was just made aware of not long ago, and I bought a couple of their knives. So I reached out and they sent me this one to check out. So it comes with a little towel, the knife, and a little card with their QR codes and website info, I imagine. Let's get the knife out and put all this other stuff to the side here. Nice little hard plastic case though. I like when companies give you something to protect your knife. So first impressions, I like the G10. It's got a reversible clip. It's a deep carry clip. I like the little blue access points. Not sure what that noise was, but that was a weird noise to happen all of a sudden out of nowhere. Sorry, apologize for that. I do like overall construction. I'm not sure what this piece is back here. It's not really a back spacer. Don't know what that is. Let's get this thing open. Alright, so this does have D2 blade steel. It's got some oil on it. Let me wipe that off. They're calling this a crossbar lock knife, but you can't pull the crossbar back like a normal crossbar lock. It seems to move to the side. When you pull it, it doesn't. It seems to be bouncing. Okay, it's got a very strong detent, super strong detent. So I guess when you try to close it, you have to get past that detent. Yeah, you have to sling it pretty hard. If you don't, it'll just sit there and bounce around. That's weird. I don't know why they chose to do that, but it is what it is, I guess. It makes it very awkward to close. Whereas, for example, just the Walmart bug out copy, the crossbar lock, you just pull it towards you, and it's a lot easier to operate than this one. You can't pull it towards you. You have to push it with one finger, and then it kind of bounces when you close it. You have to really sling it hard. Flipper tab does work good. It's about a 3.5 finger knife, unless you use that forward choil, and then it's very comfortable. So you could get a lot of work done with this, but when you went to put it up, you would have to learn how to close it pretty hard. After you have a knife for a little while, you'll learn the little idiosyncrasies of it and learn how to close it. But it is kind of awkward. I do like the blade grind, flat grind. Nice swedge here at the top. Alright, let's get a few measurements of this thing. So, in ounces, it is 3.92. Let's see, overall length is a little under 7 inches, about 6.8, with a blade length of about a little less than 3 inches, 2.9, and a cutting edge of 2.5. Let's get the calipers here and get a few measurements of the thickness of this boy. So up here at the top, the blade steel looks to be 0.105. And then down behind the edge, it looks like it drops down to .020. The widest part of the scales here is .564. And the widest part with the clip is .704. That gives you a few measurements on it. Let's do a few size comparisons. The good old standards, the PM2 is quite a bit smaller than the PM2. And the Para 3, it's about exactly the same size as the Para 3. So that's a great size comparison. Let's see what else I've got here. I showed this one earlier, but this is the Walmart. This was orange, but I dyed it blue and bead blasted the blade. Let's see what else we got here. Got a Spyderco smock. You can see it's quite a bit smaller than the smock. This is a, let's see. I've got a smaller knife here. It's a Kaiser Microlith. As you can tell, it's not the smallest of knives, but it is on the smaller side. Let's check out the nice deep carry pocket clip it has and see how it fits in a pocket. So I do have said pocket. Clip goes in and it totally disappears. So that's good. Retention seems decent. Yeah, clip is good on it. Alrighty. Let's test and see if it came sharp. So I've got a kind of a ratty piece of paper here, but we'll find a place for it. Oh yeah. They did sharpen it well. This paper has all kinds of little bends in it, so it's not the knife's fault, it's the paper's fault. But yeah, it's very sharp, especially out here at the end. Very nice. They did a good job on sharpening it. So that is a plus. Like I said, it is D2 and G10. It's called the Giantbird. Let's go check out their website, see what they say about it. So, 2.5-inch D2 blade, black G10 handles. It's the ZD09SS. It is currently $33.99. 4.1 ounces. We got a little less than 4 ounces, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Doesn't say the HRC on the D2. They did deliver it quickly, so they must have a U.S. warehouse. It says they, U.S. warehouse, 5 to 7 day delivery. They do have quite a few knives, which, while I'm thinking about it, let's go back and let me show you a couple that I bought from them. They have a knife called the Sapphire, and they offer it in a button lock and in a liner lock. These are titanium knives that you can get for $29.99 on sale right now, and the button lock I really enjoy. The action on it's great. You can check out my review on both of these if you haven't seen it. Liner lock works great too. They both are much easier to close than this thing. As you can see, kind of awkward. These are full titanium knives. They don't have a deep carry clip. I wish they did have a deep carry clip on these. So every knife has Some things I like and some things I don't. That's just the nature of knives. That's why they make so many of them, I guess. So you can really find what you like. This is an all of their knives seem to be on the inexpensive side, so that's a plus. We like bargains. Let's go back and continue checking out a few of their knives here. So like I said, they offer this rock onyx, which I like also, and then this is the sapphire liner lock for $29. They also offer some fixed blade knives. A few of these have DC-53 blade steel. Let's see, we got some that look like a Mora a little bit. We got some slingshots. Here's the Giantbird. We have one called the Waterbird, which is 3.46 inch blade. Looks like I like this version of the Mechatan fixed blade. I was checking it out. DC-53 blade steel. Might check one of those out in the future. I'm wondering if they sold out of that button lock sapphire because I don't see it on the page. Let's nope, there it is. They still have it available for $29 also. But like I said, that's a great price for a full titanium knife. Looks like they have a new knife I haven't seen called the Vulcan on sale for $39.99. That is also titanium and D2 blade steel. Yeah, I like that one. Definitely like to check that one out. But we are here for the Giantbird. So yeah, if you haven't checked out HX Outdoors, might want to give them a look-see. Check out what they have to offer. This knife would take a little getting used to, but I'm sure once it wore in, it would be a little easier. But that D10 is pretty brutal. Very strong. It's not going to open in your pocket, that's for sure. And like I said, once you get used to a knife, you'll learn how to close it. Not totally difficult, but just kind of more awkward than the crossbar locks I'm used to. You know, I like when companies try something different, but with the crossbar lock, it's pretty tried and true. But the handles do feel great. It is thick. I like a thick knife. Feels really good. It's got plenty of room for a finger up here in this choil without getting onto the blade edge. I like the swedge on the front here. You could really get in and do some work. So as far as working with it, it would be great. Ergonomics feel good. Clip's not making a hot spot. I like that it's reversible, and it is. The crossbar lock is on both sides, so if you were a lefty, you could use it. It does have a lanyard hole in the back if you're a guy who likes a lanyard. Other than that, little inexpensive knife for y'all to check out. Appreciate you being here and watching the video. You could be doing anything and watching anything, and you chose to watch me, and I appreciate that. If you're awake in the mornings, come join us for Blade Talk every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Bunch of cool guys get together and talk knives every day. And if that's something you enjoy, you ought to join us. We look at all the newest knives that are coming out, talk about what we like, what we don't like, what we're getting in, what we want to get in, and just kind of hang out and talk about knives for a couple hours every morning. So I would invite you to join us. If you don't mind giving me a thumbs up on your way out, I would appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. And other than that, I guess we will see you on the next one. Thanks.